Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be looking at some of the basics of the weapons handling for the Colt 1911. In this video I'm basically just going to show you how to inspect your weapon, how to make it safe, how to ready your weapon, and maybe a few other wee tips and tricks that you may not be aware of. So whenever you start the game, your weapon will be in a completely random state, much like this. You'll have no idea what condition the weapon's in, if it's loaded, if it's unloaded, is there rounds in the magazine, rounds in the chamber, will the gun fire when I pull the trigger? You don't know, so the first thing you need to do is inspect your weapon. Very first thing you do on any automatic weapon is you take the magazine out. With the magazine out, you can fiddle about with the gun as much as you want, and there's only really one mistake you can make, which will be there will be a round in the chamber. So magazine out, you'd see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds in the magazine there. Next thing I need to do is inspect the chamber, and I can do that by pressing and holding T and then pushing R at the same time, and I can see in this case there's no round in the chamber. I can leave go of T, we'll pull the slide right the way back, and I keep holding R, press T again and leave go of R, it'll lock the slide back. The next thing I can do is I have 4 rounds in this magazine, I've got probably 2 in that magazine and 1 in this magazine. There's no point carrying around 3 magazines with a couple of rounds in each of them. So what I like to do is I like to consolidate my ammunition, so I want all of my rounds in one magazine. Saves you switching magazines and it's easier to keep track of your ammo. So you can do that one of 2 ways. You can either take your magazine and press R, which will remove your round from the magazine, or you can load the magazine into the weapon and you can pull R to rack the slide, which will eject the brass, and then you can pick that up, take your new magazine and load it into the new magazine. So yeah, 2 ways to do that. The other thing is, for readying your weapon, load the magazine back into the weapon. Oops, that's why. Pick that up. Load the magazine back into the weapon, and we can either press the slide release key, T, which will drop the slide immediately, or we can put the magazine into the weapon and we can pull back on the slide pressing R and leave go, which will override the slide release. So 2 different ways you can do it in the game, same as in real life. And personally I think in real life it's easier to pull back on the slide and leave go because it's a bigger object, you always know where it is, it's easier to operate as opposed to trying to look for the wee slide release button on the side of the gun. But in the game I think it's faster to press the slide release key, but you know, in the heat of battle either way will work. Press either button and your gun will be ready to fire. The other thing you can do, and the other thing you should always make sure of, is the hammer back, because the gun will not fire with the hammer forward. You need to always check that the hammer is back, and also check that the safety's off. 2 things you need to check before you're ready to go. And I can decock the weapon by basically holding back on the hammer, pressing the F key, pulling the trigger with your left mouse button, leaving go of the F key, which will drop the hammer, and then the gun's safe. I can pull the trigger as much as I want, the gun won't shoot, but not much use in the game because you always want to be ready to go at any given point. So there we go. The other thing we can do is inspect the chamber by pressing the T key, by pulling back on the slide with R. So push and hold T, push and hold R will pull the slide back, and then I can inspect the chamber to see if there's a round in there. So that's always useful if you're not sure how many rounds you have left, or if you still have a round in the gun. So I think that's pretty much everything, and if you like my video, if it's maybe gave you a few hints and tips that you like, give me a thumbs up and have a nice day.